Hi friends, welcome to codewithsugi YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to discuss about constructors in Java. So as usual, I'm going to create a class called constructor example. So before we get into this video, if you are new to our channel and if you are not aware of what we have discussed till date, so you don't need to worry. We always used to add all the links in the description. So please go ahead and have a look on the previous videos. Let's get into this video. In the previous video, we have discussed about what is constructor, how to create a constructor, what is the use of constructors, okay? But we have discussed everything in a very theoretical way. We haven't discussed anything with a real program. So now we're going to create a constructor in this program and we're going to discuss all those things here. We know constructor is a special method in Java and constructor used to initialize the objects in Java. Now I'm going to create one simple method over here, okay? Public void display. So we all know this is the signature for method, right? So constructor is a special method. Then what we will have in a constructor? So the constructor will have access modifier, that means public, private or protected, and then it will have the class name as method name, and then as usual it will have the brackets and then open close curly braces. So now I'm going to create a constructor with help of this syntax, okay? So I'm going to take an access modifier as public, then we have to use the class name, okay, and then open close bracket and then open close curly braces, okay? So this constructor is used to called as zero argument constructor because we don't have any arguments into this constructor. So that's the reason we are calling it as a zero argument constructor. So I'm going to say sysout I am zero argument constructor. Okay, now I'm going to create object for this class constructor example. So we all know how to create the object for the class. So it will be like constructor example, then the object name equal to, we have to use the new keyword and then we have to call the constructor. So now we have successfully created an object for this class. So already we have discussed about the point number 1, which is the special method in Java. Fine. Now we're going to see really is that constructor is called whenever we try to create an object or not. I'm going to run this program and we will see what is the output we are getting. Before that, the object is created by the constructors or object is initialized by the constructors. Then it has to print the I am a zero argument constructor. If it's printing the I am a zero argument constructor, then we can confirm that the object is created using this zero argument constructor. So I'm going to run it now. I'm getting I am a zero argument constructor. So here we are 100% sure that the constructor is called while we create the object for this class. Now to visualize that, I'm going to put a debug point over here and then I'm going to debug this program, okay? So I'm going to click on this. See, now we are landing into the line number 32. I'm going to do step into to get into the constructor. Okay, see, whenever I do step into, automatically the control moved to line number 15. And then again I'm going to do step over. See, the control now moved to line number 17, and if I do again step over, the control moved to line number 18. And then if I do step over, the execution is done. Okay, so it successfully printed I am a zero argument constructor. So from this we can easily understand that whenever we initialize the object, the constructor is called and the constructor helped to create the or initialize the object. There is another one hidden thing which is in this execution. I will show you that now. To show that, again I'm going to do a debug. It successfully landed into 32. Now I am going to do step into Now we are in line number 15. Okay, from here, if I do one more step into, see, now we are moving into a different class, and that class called as object. Okay, the object class. But if you go and have a look on this class, whatever you have created, okay, you haven't specified anything about object class, but somehow automatically the control is moved to object class. Now you will get a question like, why the control moved to object class? Fine. To answer that, in one of our previous video also we have discussed that whenever we create a class in Java, okay, by default the class will extends the object class. To show that, I'm going to create a new class from here. Okay, so right click, if you say new and then class, if you watch this line, it has the name as super class. Okay, so what is the class name they have specified it here? It's a object class. So from this we can confirm that, okay, whatever class you are creating in Java, by default the class extends the class called object class. Okay, so that's the reason we are landing into the object class. But if you come to the line number 15 to 18, you don't see any link from here to object class, but somehow it's giving the control to object class to initialize or to run the object class zero argument constructor. So how it's happening is, so all those things will be taken care by JVM. Actually, the JVM will read, or the JVM will have a class like this, and then this constructor will be like this, super off. So we have a constructor like this. The JVM will interpret your constructor in this way. Okay, it will have this line to call the super class zero argument constructor. But this is kind of a abstraction thing which they did, so we will not visualize all those things when we create a zero argument constructor into our class. But technically at the very first line of your constructor, it will have the super class zero argument constructor. Okay, fine, just deleting this. Okay, so the control is here. Now I will do step into, we all know the control will go here to initialize this class object. Okay, then I am doing step over, then the control will come to line number 17. Then it will execute whatever we have in this constructor, and then it will complete the run. So now we are getting, I am a zero argument constructor. Okay, so in this example I have shown you like this, right? So technically the JVM will have a line like this to call our parent class zero argument constructor. But unfortunately we haven't discussed anything about super. Anyway, going forward we're going to discuss about this super keyword also. So how this keyword is used to get the data from the current class, the same way the super keyword will use to get the data, or will give you a flexibility to access the data from the parent class or a super class. Okay, so this parent class and super class, all those concepts will come in the inheritance. So when we get into the inheritance concepts, we will discuss all those things in a very detailed way. But for now, try to understand the super keyword is used to call methods or variables from the super class. Explicitly, if you have it here, then the JVM will not put this line when it's interpreted. If you don't have it, then obviously it will put the super keyword at the very first line. Okay, just cut this, and if I put it here, so it will give you a error. Constructor call must be the first statement in a constructor. So it will not allow you to have after any line of, so whenever using a super or this, then it has to be a first line in the constructor, and you will not allowed to have this and super in a constructor because it will expect any one in the first place. So you have to keep this point also in mind. So in the constructor, you should not use both super or this. I think this is very early stage to discuss all those things, but try to keep in mind you cannot use like this in Java constructors. I'm going to delete this now. Now I hope you have some idea about what is constructor, how the constructor is called, or how the constructor is initializing the object. Okay, and one more thing we have discussed it, like if you don't have a zero argument constructor into your class, then JVM will create one for you, correct? So now I have commented the constructor here. To see that, we need this out. I'm going to print this obj to visualize in a better way. First I'm going to run this, okay, with the constructor. See, I'm getting I am a zero argument constructor and the object is initialized successfully. Okay, fine. Now I'm going to comment this line and I'm going to run this program to see the output. Again, it successfully constructed the object, or it initialized the object. So if you don't have a constructor in your class, then the JVM will take the responsibility to create a zero argument constructor for you. But if you have a constructor in your class, then you have to utilize that. The JVM will not create any constructor for you. With this, I think we have discussed very few things about constructors, and in the next video we're going to discuss about parameterized constructor and then copy constructors. Okay, now I think you have some idea about what is constructor, how the constructor is called in Java, or what is the exact use of constructor in Java. So still, if you guys have any doubt in this, please feel free to put your comments in the comment section so that we will have a look and we will revert back to you as soon as possible. Thanks for watching our videos. Please subscribe our channel for more videos like this. Keep supporting us. Thank you.